Okay, Wilson Morales from Black Film and TV. Hello, Miss Tommy. How are you?
Hello, Wilson. How are you?
Good. So you were tasked to put together Aretha's story for the big screen. Was it ever challenging making that transition from the stage to the screen?
Um, it was challenging in that there was just a lot of new technical jargon to learn and equipment to understand. But in terms of the elements of storytelling, I brought my theater aesthetic with me. So, for example, in the film, I have done a lot of musicals. I love music. I love plays with music. And I've had a very strong point of view about how I wanted the music to work in this film. So, some things are difficult, but who I am as a storyteller, that stayed pretty consistent.
The good thing about this movie is that it's not a cradle to the grave, so we're not getting the total story of Miss Franklin. We're getting up to a certain point, but there's still a lot to go with the story that you're telling. You know, what are challenging in terms of the story is how to fit everything else and knowing what people probably can read on Wikipedia or saw previously on another, through other documentaries and other programs.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. I mean, the thing I don't love a cradle to the grave story because I feel like you try to cram so much stuff in. It starts to feel like a Wikipedia page, and then you don't have like real intimacy with the subject. And so I wanted to do definite time period, start in the church, end in the church, and track her childhood and her 20s, because how she became a superstar to me was a really fascinating part of her life, and how she overcame her struggles to get to a point of triumph was also a really fascinating point in her life. And so that's why I thought, let's just keep it real focused and we'll get to know so much more about her and feel like we are in that movie with her.
Mhm. Not only are you working with Jennifer, but can you talk about Jennifer herself as well as the rest of the cast, which involves a lot of theater actors that people from New York will recognize?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Miss Franklin chose Jennifer, and Miss Franklin was no fool. She knew exactly what she was doing. Once I started working with Jennifer, I came to understand that Aretha Franklin made an exquisite choice. She was so right about who should play her. Jennifer, in addition to having this unbelievable voice, has this humanity. She has lived and she has survived and she has thrived the same way that Aretha Franklin did. And so, Aretha just knew what was right for her. And so it was a beautiful thing to watch Jennifer's work unfold to the performance that you see on the screen. She was so disciplined and so rigorous. It was amazing. And then, of course, again, coming from the theater, I have a love of theater actors, and I knew that I wanted everybody to sing live on set, that this was not going to be a movie with music made in the studio. It was going to happen on set, because I know that the intensity of performance when people are singing live is just, it can't compare, which meant I needed to have serious actors with serious voices. And that's why I went to Broadway. All those Tony Award winners and not, people with nominations, I knew they would be able to pull it off. They'd be able to stand right alongside Jennifer and, make a joyful noise.
I think you did a great job. Obviously, I'm looking for more of what you can bring to the big screen. But if not, obviously, I'll be in New York and catch you when you have another show. So have
Oh,
yourself a great
thank you,
day, and
Wilson.
we'll see you down the road.
Appreciate you.
Mhm.